Coming up on Tiger News, Mardi Gras went off with a blast. Find out what festivities were included.
And also, spring break is almost here. You'll want to know what dorms, restaurants, and other buildings will be closed in. Tiger News starts now.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Tiger News. I'm Andre Lacey.
And I'm Tylen Daniels. Thanks for joining us.
Over the last few days, Russia and Ukraine's strained relationship has taken a turn for the worst. With Russia invading Ukraine, there has been a lot of explosive damage. However, Ukraine continues to gain a lot of support in money, equipment, awareness funds, and more. Russia and Ukraine were set to have a peaceful talk, but from the latest update, the conversations have been stalled.
Yesterday marked the first day of the start of Women's History Month, which celebrates the contributions women have made to the United States and recognizes the specific achievements they have made over the course of American history. You can learn more on the official website.
The fight for labor unions continue for local Memphians. For weeks, former Starbucks employees have been protesting in front of chain coffee shops at the popular location. The company stated the firing was due to a violation of company policy, but the workers say they're being punished for trying to unionize. Now coined the Memphis 7, multiple protests have occurred around the city and there seemed to be no slowing down from the group. Starbucks has not issued a response. March 9th marks the 130th anniversary for the lynching at the Curve that happened in Memphis. There are important markers around the city about the hate crime, but one location may need a historical marker too. Here's Portia Hernandez with more on this story.
A Memphis cemetery holds more than just history of its residents. This particular cemetery holds a historic figure that triggered the anti-lynching campaign.
Zion Cemetery is the oldest African-American cemetery in Memphis. It was started by Reverend Morris Harrison in 1876. According to their website, the 15 acres hold over 30,000 people, 3 being the victims of the lynching at the Curve: Thomas Moss, Calvin McDowell, and William Stewart. McDowell and Stewart's graves cannot be found, so I spoke with someone that could explain their whereabouts.
In the 1970s, a gentleman from Nashville, alleging to have purchased the cemetery, had rented a bulldozer and began plowing headstones underground.
Moss's grave became a historical marker in 2019, and the People's Grocery site is also historically marked. But what about the place of the crime? I found the original article that stated the crime scene was located near the Wolf River, east of Randolph Road and west of Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad. A recent article stated that the area is now paved, but it's near a horse stable. So I used Google Maps to view the area and find the horse stable closer to the Wolf River. And after following a man with a horse downtown, I did. Somewhere between this horse stable and somewhere between the Wolf River is possibly the lynching site of Thomas Moss, Calvin McDowell, and William Henry Stewart. Although roads continue to be paved, history will always remain.
That is Memphis history.
Memphis State's NAACP president, Chris McBride, says that keeping a historical marker downtown is what keeps the history noted.
We'll have kind of washed it away, and I think it's very important just to keep our roots and history alive.
For Tiger News, I'm Portia Hernandez.
Coming up on Tiger News, spring break is just around the corner. Find out what events will be happening in Memphis while you're away.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. High blood pressure silently affects millions of Americans. Staying on top of your blood pressure is as simple as these 4 easy steps. Self-monitoring is power. Visit manageyourbp.org to learn more.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
And banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an
to
effort.
get to know each other,
on a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
it's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
With spring break next week, what dorms and buildings on campus will be open? The dorms Rawls, Smith, South, and LLC will be closed during the break. These buildings will close at 3 p.m. this Friday and will reopen Sunday, March 13th at 1. The only restaurants on campus that will be open are Chick-fil-A and the UC Market. The University Center will be open as well.
Looking for something to do during spring break? Here are a few events around the city. The Memphis Tigers will be playing the Houston Cougars on the 6th at the FedEx Forum. The 49th Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade is happening downtown on the 12th. And on the 13th, there will be a Soul Food Truck Festival happening in Midtown.
Mardi Gras is in full swing. If you're looking for ways to celebrate in Memphis, there are many options. For the entire month of March, there are parades and parties being held. Even if you are looking to celebrate without leaving the house, the Epilepsy Foundation is hosting a virtual bingo game on March 6th. Visit allevents.in for more information on Mardi Gras in Memphis.
Coming up on Tiger News, the Beale Street Music Festival begins on Friday, April 29th. Stay tuned to find out where you can buy tickets.
My kids put skis on as they were learning to walk. I want my kids to be able to have those moments with their kids. Being a scientist, I'm worried about climate change in so many different ways for my kids. From the second you have a child, you want to do everything to protect them. I think our action on climate change is no different. It's just an extension of being a mom.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I taught for 20 years, but I started forgetting my lectures. Eventually, he had to quit. My therapist recommended we go to the doctor.
The early Alzheimer's diagnosis allowed us to take control of the situation.
He's been such a positive force and so loving. Thank you. You're welcome.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
I'm a first-generation Filipino American. You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that that is its own unique space too.
Where can you go for fresh veggies and fruit? The answer is closer than you might think. Tiger News' Emily Butler is at the Cooper Young Farmers Market to show us how the market is planting seeds of diversity in the local Memphis community.
The Cooper Young Farmers Market is open year-round to serve the community, and it doesn't just stop at providing farm fresh produce. The Cooper Young Farmers Market is the largest year-round market in the Memphis area, which is why market manager Amaranthus Hayden makes ensuring the market is a safe space for everyone such a priority.
You know, like, we're called the Cooper Young Community Farmers Market for a reason, because we are centered around creating community and safe spaces for people.
This Halloween, the Cooper Young Farmers Market held Drag at the Market. This event provided a space for diversity and inclusion, allowing local queens to bring people together by doing what they love.
It's honestly like everything to like have like all these different people here like who would not normally see a drag show get to experience it for the first time. I personally love performing to first timers because it's like that beautiful spark, that instant connection. And here in broad daylight, it's beautiful. No, I want to come back, maybe out of drag and buy some of these delicious goodies.
The Cooper Young Farmers Market is an outlet for many in the Memphis community, standing on their motto to be a community-enriching market in the 901. Open to all year round. Whether you need farm fresh produce or a place for expression, you can find it here every Saturday in the First Congo parking lot from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
After 2 years of being canceled due to the pandemic, Beale Street Music Festival has returned. The show is set to take place during the end of April, early May. Megan Thee Stallion has recently been added to the music lineup along with more artists. Tickets are still available on the site for regular passes and VIP sections. Keke Palmer visited UFM for Black History Month to encourage students, and she gave advice about their future careers.
You have got to be the pushing force in your career.
Students got to meet the celebrity and also take pictures with her following the event.
Coming up on Tiger News, the U of M baseball team has started their season off right. See who they're set to play against this weekend.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
What do we do? You may not be able to plan ahead for a ghost encounter.
Under the dining table now!
But you can plan ahead for natural disasters. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts.
Maybe it's the apocalypse.
Know your evacuation routes and decide on a safe emergency meeting location.
Here? I know. I would have picked Orlando.
Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. So pass the Proton Pack to the next generation and visit ready.gov/plan to get started.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free take me down to the river and walk.
Memphis baseball is off to a great start this week. The Tigers won 5-3 earlier this week against Alabama AMU. This weekend, they are set to play a 3-game series against Nicole State University. And that is all we have for today's edition of Tiger News. Thank you for joining us.
And have a great day.